We all know the infamous fight between Mercury and Yang in the Vital Festival, but do we know why what happened? Here's a thought. I saw a theory the other day that Mercury threw the fight against Yang, and I think it's a very plausible theory. Now, I personally would like to believe that he didn't, but there are several points that make me believe that he very possibly could have. And yeah, I think it's very plausible, and there's a lot of evidence to back up this theory. So, before I get into that, if you enjoy this video, go ahead and leave a like, hit that big red subscribe button if you want to see more content like this, and with that, let's hop right into the video. So, the first point that everybody makes is that plot-wise, Mercury wins this, if he wants to. Because plot-wise, Mercury is the better fighter, and, I mean, come on. Mercury is not losing this if he chooses to win. But plot-wise, it makes sense that he loses because they're trying to cause mass panic, so having Yang maim him in cold blood out of nowhere does kind of spark what they're wanting. However, the reason that I don't believe that this was what was originally planned is because they found out about Penny after they had already made their plan. So what I think the original plan was having Mercury fight whoever is in the finals, and Mercury kills whoever is in the finals, and after he does that, they have their whatever, and everybody gets panicked, and the Grimm start coming in. And I don't understand why people call that theory dumb, because it does make sense plot-wise. If Mercury was supposed to kill whoever he fought in the finals, and Yang would make sense as a target for that because she's seen as one of the weaker fighters in the finals. And I do believe that Mercury, had he fought 100% and tried to win, he would have won that fight. Now, the issue I have with him killing Yang is I don't know if Team RWBY would just stand by and watch him kill her. But Emerald would be able to manipulate the three into not seeing it until it's too late. However, it's just, you don't know exactly what would happen there, because there are a lot of fast huntsmen that could have tried to save her, such as Crow. And I don't know. I don't see Yang dying even if that was the plan. So it's just a confusing topic there. Because if the original plan was for Mercury to kill Yang just to spark controversy and get people to panic, then I don't know how well that would go, because honestly, Yang is a really good fighter. And close range, she's not going to lose very easily, even to Mercury. And even then, even if Emerald is somehow able to manipulate every single person in the arena, which is not possible for her semblance because she gets tired just manipulating like 6 people at a time. I mean, without her semblance being able to affect the entire arena, people are going to see Mercury close in on Yang and kill her. Now, Yang saw an illusion of Mercury charging after her and saying there won't be a next time. That's not what actually happened. What happened is she actually circled around Mercury and she actually hit him. That is like the canon thing that happened. It actually did happen. And where he jumped up and tried to kick her, that didn't happen. That was an illusion Emerald created to make Mercury seem like Mercury was in the wrong and manipulate Yang into hurting Mercury. Now, the issue here becomes Mercury toyed with Pyrrha, disarmed her, and was actually doing quite well against her, and then forfeited just because he wanted to know what her semblance was and what her capabilities were. And then Mercury proceeded to wipe the floor with Coco and Yatsuhashi, which I have a video planned for that. I don't think that should have happened the way it did, but I'm not going to get into that here. And I don't believe that Mercury loses that fight without throwing it. But at the same time, I do think that Yang has the capabilities to beat him, especially with her semblance and everything that she's capable of. I do think that she can actually beat him. Now, I do believe that after Mercury, Cinder, Emerald, and Neo, and whoever else found out about Penny, that it became their priority to have Penny be the martyr, especially since they knew Pyrrha's semblance. But I do also think that the original plan was for Mercury to kill whoever he came up against in the finals, and that would lead to, again, panic and the Grimm attack anyways. So I think Mercury was originally planned to kill Yang in their fight after he knocked her out and she was a 0% aura. However, I do think that that was a very flawed plan, and the plan that they went with worked out a lot better, even though there are some issues with it, like what happened to Penny's aura, whatever. But yeah, I do think that the original plan was for Mercury to kill Yang, and then that would spark the same panic. And people say that they're supposed to be undercover, but they don't need to be undercover, especially not Mercury, after like everything's happened. Because as soon as the panic sparks and all the Grimm are attacking, Cinder can go down and find the Fall Maiden anyways. So why do they need to continue to be undercover after they've killed Yang? Like, after they've killed somebody, because they weren't undercover after Pyrrha killed Penny. They came out in the open, or they came out in the open to RWBY at least, not to the entire public, but it wasn't really that big of a deal that they were found out after that. It's just something that probably happened along the way. It's just like Cinder, everybody knew it was Cinder after a little while, and Cinder was quite obviously the bad guy. Cinder probably was found out earlier by people such as Crow, because he had seen her and Mercury and Emerald before. And I don't know, I think the plan changed after they found Penny, because she was a much easier target, especially where they could stay undercover longer. But I don't think that they needed to stay undercover like everybody says they did. It's a very interesting theory, but I do think that Yang beat Mercury out of sheer skill, and because Mercury underrated her, I guess, just didn't understand her full capabilities. And I would say that Yang did beat Mercury fair and square, but it was due to Mercury not exactly understanding Yang's semblance and underrating her and not fully believing in her capabilities. And that led to Mercury getting his ass kicked, but Mercury would have won that had he taken it 100% seriously. So it could be seen that he did throw the fight, but I don't think that he did. I think it was a legitimate loss for Yang. I don't really know for sure, but I do think Yang did beat Mercury. Fair and square, that is my personal opinion, but I can totally see why people think Mercury threw the fight, especially since he is a much more skilled fighter than Yang. I think he, again, just underrated her and didn't fully understand her semblance, so he ended up losing. Now, I do think that once they found Penny, I know I've said this already, once they found Penny, they found a better way to stay undercover, so it could be possible that he ended up throwing the fight because they found Penny and found a better way to spread mass panic without revealing who they were. And that's a very genius plan, and I still think that it was amazing. I mean, there are still flaws with it, as I stated earlier, but I mean, it's a very interesting theory of whether Yang beat Mercury legitimately or if Mercury threw the fight or whatever. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm really interested in seeing what you guys think about this fight. It's something that's been on my mind for a little while, and it's just taken a while to edit up this video and record it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like, hit that big red subscribe button if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.